That was a dope session, man. But yes, guys, without further ado, I want to go through a bit about what the Modern Man's all about. Want to really, present a challenge to you tonight. Really want to provoke thought and provoke inner conversations, and just really ground what it is that this whole theme of the year is all about. I really want to get you guys to just really understand what this year is all about. So we're going to spend the whole of March just focusing on the model man. Now, as you guys know me, I'm a resource man. I'm going to give you the tools to succeed. So you guys should always know that I'm going to come with some sort of recommendation. Please, man, them. Hashtag in the comments, invest in your growth. This book here, Model Man by Larry Stockhill, From Integrity to Legacy. This is an awesome book on the model man. If anything, you guys should really if on this subject matter, this book is perfectly written. He touches on about 10 areas, I think. It's really good. Character, what is it? Bare stuff, man. Let me go through it. Fam, just get the book. It's about £10 on Amazon. This book will be an excellent resource in regards to you understanding what it means to be a model man. And he's giving you a hint. Talks about being integral and how your integrity leads to a life of legacy. So I want to encourage you guys, because of what we're discussing this month, this is a great book to get. Second and last book is The Mentor Leader by Tony Dungy. Yeah, I think he's a, what is he? Is he an NFL? Is it NFL? I think he's an NFL player, and I'll say that anyway. But yeah, this book is awesome. He literally uses his life as a coach, as a football coach, American football coach, and whatnot, and his faith. And he talks about the key elements and perspectives of leadership. So I really want to encourage you guys. Guys, leaders are readers. Guys, they said to us in jest that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Can we revert that sentence and let them know that we are men that read? You understand? And I want to encourage you guys that even if you don't like reading books, which is, it's not about what you like or not. It's about us knowing that in order for us to increase in our capacity, we must gain knowledge and understanding and wisdom. You know what? I had a thought today. And I said, you know what? If a son repeats the mistakes of his father, that father was a bad father. Bit harsh. But hear the analogy of why I said that. In order to truly be a son who's actually living like a son, submitted and yearning and in relationship with his father, that father's role is to say, look, where I have left off, that's your benchmark. In order for you to be who I believe you are as a son, you ought to extend where I've been as a father. And I don't think it's right for us as men to be repeating mistakes of history. We're not going to grow. In fact, we will digress. There must be a thing called progress when it comes to our manhood and sonship, where we now, through these books, glean the wisdom from these men, hear their stories, their experiences, and all that they have gone through, and allow it to really enable us to be equipped that we don't have to repeat the mistakes of our fathers, that their mistakes, their wisdom from it becomes our bedrock to now stand on and to now be able to be men that go forth and forge new ways of doing this thing and learning new failures that we will pass on to our sons. But the goal is that we grow from generation to generation. I believe that this generation, we cannot be robbed of reading. We cannot be robbed of being learned. We cannot rob of hearing the words of other men that have gone before us and allow us to really learn from their example and allow that to really shape who we are. So I want to encourage you, man. Be people who invest in your growth. Buy those books. Yeah, that book is less than a meal at Hakashan. That book is less than Nando's half chicken, chips and coleslaw and a drink. These things cost much less than your meals you don't spend on casually. That book is less than a Uber Eats, okay? Big man thing, you know what I'm saying, bro? Let's be real. Unless your Uber Eats is McD's. But let's be honest, guys. Invest in your growth. But without further ado, before I go into tonight's session about the model man, we're going to answer a few interactive questions. So get your phones out, man, them. We're going to show you some things today. The first one is this. The first question is this. And the way you get to do this, guys, is that you go onto menti.com and you use the code 6231995. Let's say it again. It'll be in the comments. Menti.com. Use the code 6231995. Hallelujah. Okay, we're heading optional. Automatic. Okay, two automatics. This is very interesting. Okay. So I'm really intrigued, to hear why you guys think it's automatic still and why it's optional. I'm really intrigued in this. We've got the pre-gang. If you see pre, it means that the ladies are in the room. That's what it means. Because I expect every man to answer this question. Manhood is not automatic, but optional. At the moment, it seems like optional is winning by a long stretch. I'm gonna give you guys one more minute. One more minute. I'm liking this interactive here. 1 minute. Big up man like Stellan in the building. Big up Samson in the building. Welcome, gents. Please, guys, let's share it to the man. Let's get man involved. Let's get everybody's views involved. Guys, talk to me. There's about 27 of you guys up in here today. Manhood is not automatic, but optional. Let's go on the website. It's very quick. And give us your answers. Wow, boy, there's bare pre-gang in this place today. Hey, ladies, I hope you're sending this thing to your mandems, yeah? To your boyfriends, to the guys that you're talking to your husbands. Tell them to lock in, bro. Pre-gang is up in the place today, fam. I had to make sure I put pre-gang in there, because I know there'll be girls in here trying to see what man them are thinking and that. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm flattered, small. That you guys come here every week. All right, sweet. Okay. Pre-gang's gone up again. Okay. But I like how there's no not sures. Everybody is pretty much on a distinctive of optional or auto. And we've got a few scatty pre-gang in the building. All right, cool. This is good results. I'm gonna go into a bit more layer, but let me do a bit of interaction for you guys today. All right, next one. How would you define manhood? How would you define manhood? How would you define manhood? Let's go up in there and put in any words that you think. Whichever word, assurance. Okay. So, yeah. And there are semantics. Okay, my bro. Responsibility. Okay. Maturity. Okay, I'm liking this still. Okay. Integrity, responsible, personal growth. Okay. Christ-like, holy. He put Christ-like and holy. I like you guys still. Builders, focus, confident, leadership. Man said stress. He put stress, man. You know what? Yeah, that's real. That's very real. Servant. I like that. Man put stress. I hear you, bro. Humility, confident, Christ-like. Okay. I'm liking it. Responsibility. Okay. Responsibility is the biggest ones at the moment. Okay. Keep them coming in, guys. Keep them coming in. Purposeful, focused. Okay. Stewardship, leadership, intentional. Wow. Okay, I'm liking that. Keep it coming, guys. There's about under 30 of you guys in there. Let's hop out quickly. Go into the website, menti.com. Use the code. And put in your questions, put in what you think. Try your best not to be influenced by what's there. And man said more questions. Yeah, my bro. Just one more question. This is the last one. I promise. The last one. the last one I'm going to tonight. I just want to make it a bit more interactive because, like I said, it's just me today on my J's. So I want to get a bit interactive with you guys. If any of you guys want to hop on today, this message in the comments, I'll holler at you with a link and you can hop on to give a bit of a feedback on what you think as well. So if you're on our WhatsApp group, we'll put a link in there and you can hop on and give me your views on tonight's session and on your thoughts on the model man, on manhood. Okay. Progressive. Okay, I like that. Any discipline. Okay, I like that. I'll put discipline and self-discipline in the same bracket. But this is good, guys. Any more, guys, before we move on? Any more, guys? Any more? But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, though. This is good, man. This is good. Personal growth, Christ-like stewardship. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna give you guys one more minute, and then we're gonna keep it rolling. So just go to menti.com and use the code 6231995 and just put in your word. Just put in one word. Just literally put in one word that you think. We've got 30 seconds left. This is nice though, guys. In the comments, let me know what you guys think. Are you liking these words that you're seeing? I'm liking these words still, man. And the beauty of this question is that there's no monopoly on its definition. If anything, that all of these words are interlinked in one way or the other. So it's just always beautiful to see what you think about these things, because it kind of probably speaks a lot about your wiring or speaks a lot about the area that you've either mastered or you're aiming to master. You know, it speaks a lot about what has been projected to you that is manhood. You know what I'm saying, man? So the point of questions, it's not always about getting it right. You know, your questions are even given to reveal and unveil to you how you think and perceive certain things, and it took how you answer a question tells you more about you than it does about the question. I've got stress is making me like, you know what? Yeah, guys, yesterday was the 28th of February, Sunday evening. Finished church, 3 meetings. I'm spending Sunday evening doing my finances because I'm self-employed, and because Monday all the bills are coming out. Man, that was stress. All right, stress, family, man. Yeah, I'm saying, but that's what we gotta do. You gotta be responsible. You gotta take leadership, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be disciplined. You gotta be steward, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna let a few more guys come in and say something, and then I'm gonna quickly go. Okay, we got self-discovery. Manhood is self-discovery. Wow. Okay. Confident. Okay. Calm. All right then. That's good. I like that. So the reason why I'm answering these questions, and let me even go there again, just so you guys can see what is here. And for all you guys that are just joining us, welcome to Men's Monday. Today is the first week of the Model Man. My name's Ayokunu Dungy. I'm going to be doing a brief introduction. There will be an opportunity if you would like to hop on to the show and share some views. It's very easy to get to do it on your phone. But tonight I'm going to do a brief introduction to what we're talking about and set a foundation. And I'm doing an activity right now where I'm getting you guys to tell me, how would you define manhood? And this question I pulled out last week or so, and a lot of the ones that I got last week were about self-discipline, self-control. Pretty much integrity was up there as well. What else was there? There was let me see. There was integrity. I got a post for it, but there was a bag of them. Self-discipline, maturity, humility, responsibility, visionary, consistency, self-control. All these things were words that came up to describe manhood. And like I just said, there is no right or wrong answer to this question. I may lean towards one in particular, and my personal definition on this manhood element is self-discipline. I think That's a word that if a man can have discipline, if a man can approach his life with discipline, I believe that he will be able to succeed in all of these other areas. I take that lead more from a biblical perspective, because Christ calls us disciples, which is a disciplined learner. And one of the major things that Paul emphasizes to older men to teach younger men was something called self-control. In the Greek, it can be translated self-control or self-discipline. And I really believe that the ability to exhibit that. The Bible talks about a city with broken down walls. It's like a man without self-control. I believe that the ability to discipline yourself. When you ask the question, what is leadership? If you study the subject properly, you would be able to know. You'll be able to know that the general definition of leadership is self-leadership, which means essentially for you to be called a leader means that you have first led yourself, and the ability to lead yourself comes from the way of self-discipline. So that's where I really pro to on it. But like I said, my definition of discipline touches on stewardship, touches on humility, touches on being a builder. It touches on being purposeful, confident, Christ-like, assurance, progressive, intentional. If you can see with all these words, there's a lot of gearing and steering towards growth, towards maturation, towards there being proof that there's ways that I could do things before, but now because I'm a man, I take a different approach. So we're serving, self-discovery, holy. All these things are areas that one has to be disciplined and one has to pursue growth in. So if we're going to see a generic thread that's going through how we're defining manhood right now, we're seeing his ability to lead, the ability to handle bigger tasks, the ability to not react but respond, the ability to stay true to our convictions, the ability to keep on progressive, the ability to endure, the ability to be confident. You know what I'm saying? But these are beautiful words. The ability to even realize that, what, at times this thing is stressful. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So these are really great and powerful words that you guys have put on here. So guys, thank you so much. I'm going to hop on tonight to really go into what the model man is all about. You guys have heard me talk about it for the last 2 months about the Model Man Challenge. You guys have heard me talk about, this year it's about application. It is a phrase in Men's Money that Ayo always mentions. It's this phrase: you will never grow beyond what you don't apply. And I feel for this year, what my heart was for 412 men was that we will be men that don't just attend, don't just socialize or gather and commune together. Very important, very healthy, very essential for our manhood. But we now come from a place of community to accountability, where we now, and that what accountability really at its core means, being able to give an account for your ability. Not so much of you telling me what's wrong in your life, is you being a man that's accountable, to able to show me the proof of the manhood in your life, where you maintain your word, where you are integral, where you grow in your knowledge, understanding, where you begin to progress in whatever sphere of influence you are stationed. You know what? For a man to be truly accountable, is for a man to not allow his life to become a waste. We hear accountability too much in the remits of just like, accountability partner. Oh yeah, you gotta check me in case I fall off. No. Let's come back to the basis of accountability. Let's come back to the fact that if you're accountable, you're a man that know that you've got to show up and give an account and let this other man know this is who I am. How about accountability is a statement of your identity towards one another. So I get the other notion of it, but I want to home in its true meaning. I'm accountable because I can literally, truly stay true and give an account by way of speech, by way of my life to other men. You know what I'm saying? And if we're going to really practice community as a brotherhood in this place today, we're going to have to really get to a place where we are exhibiting accountability, because community without accountability is social activity. Let me say that again. Community jamming together without accountability is purely social activity. And it's good to be social, but we don't want to be just socialites. We want to be men that hold each other accountable. We want to be men that push each other to be greater. We want to be men that demand growth. So if we just come here to tickle our fancies, if we just come here to just jam and eat and banter, but don't want to practice real community, which comes by way of accountability, we're just out here socializing. That's what we're doing. Out here in these streets, socializing. And it ought not to be. I'm not saying we can't socialize. That's a part of what community is. But community finds its essence, finds its fruit, finds its power in our ability to be truly accountable. I've got to chase you up, bro. Did you apply for that job? I've got to chase you up, bro. Have you finished that book? I've got to chase you up, bro. What are you saying? What did you learn to say? Real talk in these streets, bruv. I'm telling you, man, because the one thing that man them can do, man, we know how to front. We know how to just banter the thing off. We just know how to just be in this stationary way of living. And just either become jealous and contentious and just, just start acting like, oh, well, yeah. And just start talking, backbiting and envy and all those type of contention happens because we fail to realize that my jealousy of Emmanuel is because Emmanuel is doing what I always wish that I could do. Then do it. Then be humble enough to go to Emmanuel and say, bro, I like what you're on, bro. I want to be like that. What's the secret sauce, bro? How can you help me? You know what I mean? But once again, our ego has deceived us to think that we can be a part of a community and a brotherhood and we cannot ask questions. We can't humble ourselves. We can't say, boss, help me. And the model man is a man that is a model because he's a man that has acquired help along the way and has applied the help. He practiced humility. He saw what other men had and said, I need that. And he asked for help and he was able to apply the help and he too became a model. If you want to be a model man, you've got to be a man that's accountable, who is in fellowship, in community, and is not afraid to ask for help. Hallelujah. So the main goal and reason why I'm harking on the model man is because even if we're going to bring it to a wider perspective of being a believer, gone are the days of us just doing a church thing. Gone are the days of us just going through the motions. Gone. Look, let's go raw tonight. I'm going. If we're tired, men, of the phrase "men are trash," I need to ask you a question. Then I gave you a challenge at the beginning of the year. How many of you guys have accepted the challenge? Now, I have an issue with man them that have an issue with when a mantra is said that is not necessarily fair and may be true to extent, but if they are not active in changing the narrative i.e., if you can only point to me, your friends, as the reason why men are not trash, you've missed it. Because there's a generation of people beyond your friends that are below you, that are being raised up by culture, that you are failing to interact and intentionally get involved in by way of mentoring and modeling, that are going to fulfill that self-prophecy of men are trash. So if your only example of men not being trash are your boys, you've missed the point. The question is really, the responsibility really is, how have I as a man, if you call yourself a man, how have I bore the fruit, bore the mandate of being fruitful and multiply? How have I invested into the manhood of other boys coming up beneath me? Because I'm very practical with this thing. We live in a dark time right now. And the generations and the times and the culture are shifting. And if we're going to be real, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And if we do not step in and be responsible, if we don't step in and really take on the act of stewardship, if we don't step in and be integral, all these words that you guys use today, very active words, not passive terms. If we're not doing that in the life of other men, I'm telling you, the few good men will end with you. It will end with us. And I'm not a guy that's pessimistic, I'm optimistic. I'm a solutionist. I see problems and I say, how can we change it? So I want to challenge you guys. Because if I was to ask you today, why haven't you done the challenge yet? And in fact, if you have, or you haven't, answer in the comments today. Have you done the challenge? Have you found one man that you can mentor for the year? And if I was to ask you, why haven't you? What would be your response? And guess what? If you haven't, you've lacked stewardship. You've lacked responsibility. You've lacked intentionality. You've lacked leadership. Can't quiz of a leader, you don't have a follower. You lack purposefulness. You can't tell me you're about purpose and you're not worrying about what's next. What's the excuse? And I've realized the excuse more times is just what it's just you know, time. Oh yeah, I was going to. It's just excuses. And if we're going to talk the facts about manhood, excuses don't cut it. Don't cut it. So I'm now kind of a bit strong today, man, them. But we're men, right? So we can handle the strong talk, right? And we can be humble enough, right, to address, where is this strong talk actually talking to in my life? Because if I was going to be real with you guys, one of the excellent attributes of manhood is being able to hear what's not good about you and not make your whole life about what's not good, but to fix it, to be humble enough to address it, to be man enough to take it. You know, when we say man enough for all these things, what we're really saying in its truest form is that, are you able to be who you are right now and still figure out that, you know, there's some things in your life that still need to change? Just try to spit. Fam, discipline is good, you know. No, because I'm coming at this because I'm like, look, guys, if we're about this thing, if we're about being a man, manhood is initiated by other men who are, and you know what? I take this on so personal because I know what it felt to be lost in manhood, what it meant, the journey that I took, and what it would have just been, it would have been beautiful if other men just came into my life at a certain point and allowed me not to go through all these madnesses just to figure out what I'm about to do. Who am I? You've gone through the same journey. Our number one lesson, our number one resolve must be, another man cannot go through my journey of manhood this way. That should be your resolve. I'm the model man. The reason why I'm talking about money, the reason why I'm talking about sexuality, I want to touch on areas of our lives that affect us as men. and get the truth. Allow that truth to set us free, and then take that truth and go and wash it into the lives of other men and set them free. I believe, man, that God uses the tears of old men, of sages, of people like me and you. He uses our tears, our mess, our test. He uses those things to clean and to wash the lives of young men. God's a redemptive God. He will take your failure. He will take whatever you've gone through, and through the lesson, through the word of wisdom, through truth, through growth, he will allow you to use that story to shift another destiny of another young man. And we can't be selfish with what God's done for us and not be committed to entrusting that to other men. So I want to enter on in of this statement. Your greatest influence to your manhood will be other men. Your greatest influence to your manhood. Your greatest influence to your manhood. None of you here are that self-independent of influence. I'm telling you, bro. If I was to dig into your life as a psychologist, something somewhere has influenced how you dress, how you talk, even what you listen to. There's some sort of outside influences. That's the power of culture, the ability to shape, the ability to produce unspoken rules and traditions into the way and life of many people. And I want to remind you of that quote. Your greatest influence to your manhood will be other men. And why is this, Ayo? Because imitation is by far the easiest ways we become. What does that mean? The way you become who you are right now was by way of imitation. There are only a few things in life that are truly original. And when I say original, I'm talking about them being unique in their own right. There's only a few things in life that are original. At best, over time, we get better versions. And that's the whole goal of our discipleship program here, is that we want each generation of men to become better. And we want them to be becoming better according to the pattern of the original man, which is Christ. If we can imitate what is right about being a man, we can only get better as men, becoming more wholesome, and a more wholesome and better you contributes to a better society of men. Now, let's go into this imitation thing a bit more. Paul gave us a scripture that I want us to kind of dive in a bit more. 1 Corinthians 4:15. Remember, guys, I mentioned that imitation is by far the easiest way we become whoever we are. Imitation. Yeah? Remember that. Paul says you have 10,000 instructors, but you do not have many fathers. I have an issue with this statement, Paul. I have an issue with it. I have an issue with it. Because Proverbs has a theme between the fathers and the mothers. And it says, fathers, instruct your son. Go and check it out, guys. Mothers, teach your children. So, what's the issue, Paul, if I have 10,000 instructors? Is that not what a father is supposed to do? And I realized that the issue here really isn't the ability to instruct. It's the ability to instruct without modeling the instruction. The issue here isn't the ability to instruct. The issue here isn't that I can give instructions. Oh, I can instruct you guys all day long. The issue here is that if I can give you guys instructions without modeling the instructions, there is no proof. There is no fruit. What it is just like Twitter. Bare man, they're saying X, Y, and Z, but no man got no credentials to back up what they're saying. Once again, opinions, hashtag opinions, but very little examples, very little proof, very little credentials, very little history. Paul's issue here was this: bare man were instructing, but bare man couldn't model the instruction. And that's what a father is. A father is a man that is able to model what he teaches. He doesn't just say it, he is a living expression of it. And this is where I want to echo the model man. It's not about what we can say, it's not about what we can preach, and about what we can come in here and say. No, it's not about that. It's about the reality that, are you able to be about what you say? Are you really integral? Are you consistent in speech and in conduct? Remember, I said imitation is by far the greatest way we become. The easiest way that we can become model men is if we imitate and follow modeled men. You imitate what you see. Paul said in Ephesians 5 verse 1, as little children, imitate your father by loving one another. Come on, man. Come on, yo. So once again, you know what, yeah? Let's take a bit more home. Can we really be model men if we're not following other models of men? Maybe our issue with modeling other men is because nobody is modeling us. Just a question. I'm telling you guys now, if you're a disciple of Christ, you need to show me who is your teacher. Who is your mentor? Who is your spiritual father? The definition of a sound man is one whose words vibrate through his lifestyle. Let me say that again. The definition of a sound man. You know, we say that word sound doctrine. Well, it's only sound because the words that you teach and preach vibrate through your lifestyle. It vibrates through your lifestyle. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 9. Not because we do not have the right to this, but in order to offer ourselves as a model for you, so that you would follow our example. Paul in this chapter spoke about his rights as an apostle, to where, because he preaches the gospel, he has a right to live by the gospel. But when he came to the church of Thessalonians, he did not put on them the burden of supplying his needs, but he became an example as one who worked hard with his hands, who lived a quiet life, who minded his business, who modeled what he taught to them, that he might offer himself as a model, that they too can follow his example. He realized, the greatest teacher, arguably, of the New Testament realized, it's one thing for me to send you letters, bro. Let me come and show you how you ought to live out this letter. Let me give up my rights to what should be your duty and show you beyond all of that stuff. I'm going to offer myself as a model for you to imitate. Other versions say for you that you may follow our example. Now, let's go into the Greek word of that word model. The Greek word for the word model is typos. Is where we get the word type. And the context of the definition is more like this. It refers to a stamp or a seal that was pressed upon a papyrus, forming an impression. What was Paul saying here? The model that I produce for you, the type of man that I'm showing you, is going to leave an impression on you. It's going to leave a mark on you. Can I tell you that by default as men, we are impression other men. When I say impress, I'm not talking about trying to impress someone. I'm talking about the fact that your life is an impression, is a stamp, is a mark. So the question is even more deeper. Are you making good or bad impressions about what it means to be a man? Because by default, you're modeling some type of behavior that other men are looking and imitating. You know what? You know what's deep here? Some of the people that have learnt the most from me are people that I'm not in direct relationship with. It's always those that watch me from a distance that have the most to say about how I've affected them. It always used to baffle me. But once again, like I said before, imitation, the ability to watch and to copy is by far the easiest way to become. Some of you guys you're too familiar with your model, with your mentor. Therefore, what he says goes through this ear out the other ear. But for those that don't have direct access, who don't have the ability to be familiar, treasure. So men, always fight to stay familiar free with your mentor. Always fight to be familiar free with your mentor. Let me say it again. Fight to be a man of honor who never gets familiar with the voices in his life. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, man. The minute you lose honor, you've lost value. The minute you lose value, you lose access. What does that mean, Ayo? It just means that what they say holds no weight, has no transformational power in your life. This is why Men's Monday is crucial. This is why what we're doing here on a Monday is life and death. It's life and death, because Paul's approach to living was this. It was that I'm going to live in a way that qualifies me to be a model to imitate, because I'm going to tell you in 1 Corinthians chapter, I think it's 4 or something, imitate me as I imitate Christ. I'm going to get to a place of confidence and assurance and faithfulness and self-discipline and leadership and mastering my self-discovery, that I'm going to have the audacity and the boldness to tell you, hey, you want to know who Jesus is? Look at me. Can many of us tell a man, you want to be what a man is? Look at me. That must be the pursuit of manhood. That we don't have to always say what it is. We can say, follow me and imitate what I do. Bold statement. Very strong statement. Very deep and profound statement. Paul is saying that I'm going to summarize your discipleship into one thing: imitation. I am going to allow the words that I teach and preach become flesh. I'm going to embody what it means to be what I tell you. Come on, people of God. Come on, people of God. This session is crucial. This is where at Men's Monday you get tools, you get information. And guess what? You don't just hear what I'm saying. You don't just send out emojis to what I'm saying. You actually do what I say. Come on. You actually allow what's being taught to have some type of influence in your life. John Maxwell said that one of the greatest forms of leadership is lived truth. You know, because it's very easy for us to speak truth without grace. You know why? Because speaking truth without grace is merely hearing information and repeating it. But the ability to speak truth full of grace is the ability to be experienced in the truth that you're speaking. So you no longer speak from your head, you speak from a life that's been lived. You're now able to empathize a bit more. You're now able to exercise compassion. You're now able to get to the crux of what you're talking about and bring a real life flesh embodiment of this is how I became. You're no longer Bible bash. but you start confessing. Come on. You're no longer the man of the hour. You now become a servant of the people. You're now a living example of living out what you're teaching. I'm going to round up soon. If you guys want to be on here, you guys want to share a few words, I'll get Todd to send a link in the WhatsApp group. For those of you in the WhatsApp group want to come on and add to what is being said today, more than happy to hear from you guys. But I hope you guys are hearing me today. I hope there's some level of conviction hitting your heart today. I hope through all that I'm saying, though you bear witness of it, though you agree with it, are you able to take self-inventory and examine yourself and think, wait a minute, can I say my life is worth imitating? And can you be a man enough to ask for help? Can you be man enough to say, you know what, Ayo, what's good in this area? You know what, I want to applaud you guys, because last month, we touched on sexuality, and bare of you man were in my DMs and in my WhatsApps opening up. I want to applaud you, man, for doing that. I want to declare unto you, that's what manhood is all about. The ability to identify ways in your life that ought not to be and to address it. The first step to becoming, the first step to growth, the first step to being fruitful and to multiply is the ability to identify, is the ability to address, and the ability to now correct what needs to be corrected. I hope you guys are hearing me today. I'm pausing a lot because I want this to digest into your spirit, man, today. The model man. And guess what? I salute all of you guys, because all of you being here tonight, it really lets me know you're about this life. Now let's be about this life a bit more. Let's take it beyond community. Let's take it beyond gathering together. Let's take on the responsibility by way of accountability. Say, you know what? I'm going to find another man. And whatever your scope of experience of manhood, that 15-year-old, that 13-year-old, that 10-year-old can learn from it. I'm not saying that this challenge needs to be done by men that have accomplished much in life. No, you've accomplished much wherever you are in life. Whatever valuable experience you have, whatever valuable wisdom, is essential for other men to hear. I want you to deep your value. I want you to deep your representation as Christian men. I want you to deep. We are responsible for the truth of manhood be upheld in this world. We are responsible. And that's what manhood is about. Not about I didn't do that. We didn't do that. No. Manhood is about I see something being done. I'm going to do something about it. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah the other day. This man, Fred Hampton, he took on responsibility. He was able to be a pillar of hope. He was able to be an imagery of freedom. He was able to embody this. Whether we agree with all of his theology and all of his way of thinking and philosophy, that's not the point. The point was that we saw a man that was willing to lay down his life. He told his wife, he was pregnant, you knew who you married. I'm giving my life for the people. That was his message, for the people. And he died living that message. Have we as men take on the responsibility of realizing that manhood today has been labeled a facade? All I'm hearing is men are mad and men are trash. Do I get offended and take it personal? Or do I hear the cry? Or do I hear the narrative? Do I lean a bit more to say, why is this coming? And do I say, you know what can I do to change about it? This ain't the time to argue. This ain't the time to debate. This ain't the time to say what I think. It's the time for us to be about what men are about. And men disciple other men. If you call yourself a man, if you call yourself a model man, you've got to be somebody worth following. I want to echo this, because the art of responsibility It's not what I did. No, 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 no. The art of responsibility is being able to make change in a place where there is no change present. I'm telling you guys, if we can be truly responsible, we can shift this city. You can shift your street. Come on, you can shift your family unit, bro. I'm telling you, man. Fam, sometimes we treat this route of change as something so, fairy tale. No, no, it's not. No, it's not. Jesus took 12 men and flipped the world upside down. Can I find just 12 men in this room today that are going to commit to the process of modeling manhood? Let me tell you something, bro. That thing will multiply. Remember the mandate of 412 men. All of us as men, before we die, the goal is this, that we will disciple 12 men before we take our last breath. And those 12 men will disciple 12 other men. And those other men will disciple 12. We want to see the effect of 412 men in 2021 reaching 4 generations from now. And that is possible if we can commit to the simple task of discipling somebody today. Come on. Today's seed, come on, is tomorrow's harvest. Come on. Today's obedience is tomorrow's transformation. Come on. Today's faithfulness is tomorrow's fulfillment of the promise. I need some men in this place that are radical enough to understand that I possess the ability to shift something, to model something, to change the narrative. Come on. I'm just gassed and psyched right now because I'm like, no, we can do this. We can do this. Hashtag, we can do this. One of my greatest routes to growth as a man was taking on the responsibility of investing myself to other men. You know what happened? It applied pressure to my life. Woo! Being responsible for teaching somebody else about what I say I'm about applied pressure to my life. And as men, if you call yourself strong, you got to have the ability to endure under pressure. James says, consider it pure joy. Come on. When you fall into various trials and temptations, why is working in you patience? Come on. And patience is having its full work in you, that you may be made perfect. We don't grow outside of pressure. We don't grow outside of hardship. Those things were made to make you, not to destroy you. Can you apply some pressure to your life today and pick up the mandate? Pick up the challenge. Go and find at least one man just for this year that you're going to say, you know what, brother? Hear my story. Hear my failures. Hear my victories. Hear my L's. Hear what I've been through. And let me be a listening ear to hear what you've been through. Do you know how powerful it is for a man to be present in another man's life? Come on. Most of us here are victims of absent men. Don't lie to ourselves that we can't see a change that we can do. How about we be what we ain't been? What we ain't seen, sorry. Or what we ain't actually, what we haven't experienced. How about we be what our younger men needed? How about you be what you needed when you were younger? Jesus, the original man, the greatest model of man, gave us key elements to our discipleships. Many people were following Jesus, bare crowds. He turned around to them and he said, if you're not willing to deny yourself, if any of you want to be my disciple, you believe in me? Okay, cool. There's something called beyond believing. It's called discipleship. If you want to be my disciple, Ayo, guess what, bro? Deny yourself. Pick up your cross and follow me. If you want to be a reflection of my modeling, Ayo, I want you to deny yourself. I want you to realize that being a model man is not about you, Ayo. It's about them. I want you to pick up your cross. I want you to understand that this challenge is going to cost you. But nothing valuable in your life, Ayo, is without sacrifice. And I want you to follow me. I want you to be a model man. I want you to follow me. I want you to maintain the model by following me, who is the model. We say things like, I preach Christ. What does that mean? It means that Christ lived in a way that we read the Gospels. We see his lifestyle. It became a message that we can now look to and refer to and now preach. So he was and the word said that Christ was the firstborn of many brethren, meaning that we are the other borns afterwards. Okay. It means that he is our elder brother. Okay. So he left for us an example to follow. Okay. So if I can preach Christ, let me ask you a question. Can anybody preach you? What story are you telling? If he's the first example, if he's the first principle, if he's the example, if we echo, we preach Christ, Christ-centric, all these lovely things. And hear me in context there. I'm talking about the principle. Can anybody say preach iron? What message is my life saying? Sometimes we need to listen to what we're saying. Hear what I said. We say preach Christ. Like Christ is a book. He ain't a book, fam. He was an actual human being. We're reading about a person who actually lived life. Let's follow the same principle. Can somebody look at your life and glean a message from it? And guess what? All of us are telling a story. It's whether that story is a good story. It's whether that story is going to actually affect and transform lives. Or is it going to be another cycle of men just doing and getting worse? Examine yourselves. Come on, man. Come on, man, there, man. I don't know about you, man, but playtime Christianity is over. Microwave Christianity is dead. If you're going to be a believer in this day, look, it is not, warning, it is no longer cool to be a believer for real. We're in a policing era right now. Anything you say is under scrutiny. You're either in this thing or you're not. I ain't even trying to be too thingy here, but I wanna announce that announcement today. So that we don't kid ourselves by thinking we're going to be cushy in this. No. We're in a battle right now. Come on. Darkness is raging right now. Come on. Things are being, laws are being passed, legislation. Bro, we're in the thick of things right now. And we can't be dumb Christians. Come on. We can't be fake Christians. Come on. We can't be powerless Christians. Come on. We can't just be men that say we're men and we're just acting like, no. This is the hour to take this discipleship with full thrust and if you need help, what did I say before? Ask for help. That's the beauty of community. It isn't about me being the best man. The greatest amongst you shall be your servant. How about you wash some feet? How about you help some brothers? How about you be what you need in another man? I want to echo that strongly. Titus 2 verse 7 in the passage I'm going to enter. Above all, Paul is talking to men. Above all, set yourself as a model of a life nobly lived with dignity. Demonstrate integrity in all that you teach. Demonstrate integrity in all that you teach. Basically, practice what you preach. Preach what you practice. Be a man of lived truth. Understand your sanctification, yes, is unto God as a priest, but unto man as a servant. Set yourself aside as a model for men to follow. Be so faithful and committed to Yahweh that you become a man that people are able to imitate. So once again, I want us to accept the challenge. Todd, put on the challenge, please. This is the hour to find one male to mentor. Next slide. This is the hour to do this thing. I want you to speak to them at least twice a month. Next slide. I want you guys to share your experience with them. Transparency encourages others to share. Take initiative in shaping what this mentorship is all about. It's about us speaking the truth. Come on, next slide. And do this for 12 months. Men, boys, teenagers, young adults, whatever you want to call them, they need consistency. They need you to be present. This ain't dip in and dip out. This is be a man of your word. I'm going to speak to you twice a month, and I'm going to keep to it. Next slide. We can change this. One man at a time. You matter. And if you matter, they matter. And if they matter, we matter. I want you to feel that word in your bones right now. You matter. Your growth as a man, your growth as a son, your growth as a father, as a mentor, as a prophet, you matter. And if you matter, they matter, because all of us are creating the image and likeness of God. And if they matter, we all matter. Be the change you want to see. Hallelujah. If you're gonna accept a challenge right here, right now, hashtag yes in the comments. Hashtag yes in the comments. Come on, men of God. There's 30 of you here today. Hashtag yes in the comments. If you accept the challenge, if you accept the role of being a model man, to another young male, I want you to hashtag yes. I want you to put yourself on the line. I want you to show yourself. Come on. Because y'all told me that manhood was being self-disciplined. Manhood was leadership. Manhood was, let me pick up again. Let me pick up the words again. Because it was nice. Y'all told me manhood was maturity, focused, stewardship. I don't want to hear I ain't got time. If manhood is stewardship, you have time. Steward your time. You told me that manhood was intentional. Don't tell me, I'm not sure if I can do. If you're intentional, you should be intentional about the growth of other boys becoming men. You said manhood was serving, was focused, was purposeful. What is a greater purpose than to lay your life for another man? Tell me. What's more better than being focused, that you're actually being intentional in knowing that your life doesn't end with you? If you want to have legacy, you've got to have other men who are reaping from your life. Come on, guys, man. You lot said these words. You, man, said these words. So if you, man, said this is what manhood is, this challenge should be basic 101. So I look forward to hearing you guys sharing in your Insta story, sharing in the men's WhatsApp group, sharing that I've said yes, I found one guy. And I look forward to hearing your testimonies. I look forward to seeing, you know what's beautiful about mentorship and discipleship and doing this task I'm doing here? It's going to transform you. You're going to see things about yourself you never saw before. God's going to unearth some things in you that you never thought was there. So many of you are diamonds in the rough, just waiting to be unearthed. So many of you are just sitting on your greatness. Your greatness is only found in serving others. I'm telling you, life void of service is a life not well spent. Life void of service is a life of waste. Find something worth dying and living for. And we know that the path from death to life is the ability to love your neighbor. It's the ability to lay down your life for one another. It's the ability to sustain a lifestyle of sacrifice. So I want to implore you and encourage you men today. Let's be about the model man. Let's accept your challenge. And if you need a mentor in your life as well, come on, guys, reach out. Reach out, guys, reach out. Reach out. And there's so many ways to be mentored. So many ways. Once again, I'm going to put the books up here. Larry Stockhill, Model Man, Integrity to Legacy. If you want to, if you're a man, you need to invest in your growth. Mental Leader by Tony Dungy. If you're a man, invest in your growth. Don't call yourself a man and you don't read. You don't gather knowledge. You don't practice what you hear. Ought not to be. Big up Sterling. Big up Emmanuel. Big up Dennis. Big up Jeffrey. Big up Jacob. Big up Dominic. Big up Ikanem. Big you up, man. Them. I look forward to hearing it. DM me. Sharing the WhatsApp group. I want you guys to really invest in your growth, man. I'm telling you, man. You heard the narrative. Black men don't read. You wanna hide something? Pull it in a book. Let's change the narrative. Let's read. Let's read. Let's read. Let's grow. Let's apply what we hear. Yeah? 2 books. This book is less than your Uber Eats. Okay? Less than Nando's half chicken. Yeah? Less than all them things. It's less than Hakkasan. Yeah? Yeah? It's less than all these things. Amazon it. Under £10. Invest in yourself. Trade that dinner for a book. If you can DM 412 Men, we'll send you the link to join the WhatsApp group. So DM 412 Men on Instagram, please. And we will DM you the link, my bro. Just DM us on 412 Men and we'll send you the link to the WhatsApp group. Guys, this year, let's grow. This year, let's model. This year, let's change the narrative. Come on, Sterling. That's a man right there, bro. All of that bad boy right now. Yeah, bro. Man, I salute y'all, fam. Come on, yo. Come on. Come on, man. This, you know what? I didn't say anything else more. Come on, I got a tangent. But you know what? Yeah, the month of March for me is like a new year. Call me deep and spiritual. You know when Moses started the whole feast and stuff. Is that the Lord said that this month will be like the beginning of the year for you. When the Israelites were coming out of Egypt. And I want to challenge you guys, man. It's a new month. It's a new day. It's a new week. Start again. Don't allow the failure of the past to stop you from the growth that's available for you today. Learn to be one who masters their days if you want to see change in your future. Can I encourage some men today that it's okay to start again? Come on. It's okay to hope again. It's okay to dream again. It's okay to start again. Can I encourage some brothers today? Your reading game has lacked. It's all right. Start again. My prayer life is whack. It's all right. Start again. The beauty of God's grace and mercy is that he keeps on giving us new days. Isn't he wonderful? He's not intimidated by your failure, but he believes in you enough to give you another day to try again. So can I encourage some brothers on this call today? Let this message encourage you to try and to start again. And if you're going to be in community, be accountable. Let another man know what you want to start again in and be about it. Encourage one another in it. Come on, man. Community without accountability is purely social activity. We are not socialites. We are men. We are brothers. Come on. We're about being responsible. Community, accountability, responsibility. I spoke about that last year. Check it out on the YouTube channel, Car. Let's be about this. But without further ado, I want to thank you all for being here. If you are blessed tonight, let me see some fire emojis in the comments. If you are blessed tonight, if you were encouraged, if you were convicted, if you were exhorted, come on. If you was pushed today, if you felt an urge to do and be better today, come on. Show me some fire emojis in the comments. And like I said before, I look forward to hearing your testimonies of mentoring. I look forward to hearing your journeys of mentoring. I look forward to it, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best investments of your own life. It's not about you, but it's about you. Come on now. Yes, Jacob. Yes, Game Changer. Yes, Josiah. Yes, Jeffrey. All right, my brothers. I love you all. I'm praying God's grace upon your life. I'm praying that the month of March would be a miraculous month for you. You will find new energy, new desires and pursuits to follow hard after Christ. That God will do a new work in your heart and in your mind. That you will begin to really experience the beauty of being a follower of Christ. That you will no longer struggle to and fro, but experience the freedom and the liberty that is afforded to you. And you will be committed as faithful men to entrust what God has given to you, what God has done in you to other men. In Jesus' name. And before we leave, we've got a few advertisements. We've got some jobs available. Jeez, Prince Jobbo in the building. Go on, my bro. Good to see you. Yes, we have some team roles availabilities. We're looking for a video editor to join the team to help us excel in our media reach to the world of men. If you're interested, if you have this ability, if you know somebody who does, my goodness, can you just forward this information to them? And our next one is that we need a social media manager. Do you want to join the team and help us contribute to our vision of building men and communities? This is done, very powerfully through our social media. This is our outlet, our platform to kind of spread what we're doing here. We want you guys to please email us your CV, email us your ability, email us, holler at us, yeah, please. And we need also somebody that can take notes of these sessions, that can create notes. These help us when it comes to our media productions. So if anybody is out there that's good at taking notes, anyone out there that's good at taking notes, who can type up some notes, some key points on what I spoke about tonight, each week, please holler at us. We need you guys, man. We need you. Guys, this is not built on Ayo. It's not built on Todd. It's not built on the other. It's built on all of us. Let us have a team effort. We're going to be a community of men that want to see what God is doing here. Reach far and wide. I need all of you to stick your hands in. And if you're able to even help us financially as well, guys, please be encouraged to sow into us. Be encouraged. Just holler at us, DM us. We'll send you our PayPal links, our details. We want to invest. We've got some brothers in here. Yeah, we've got some brothers in here that give money every single month for the past year. Every month without fail, continually sows what God is doing here. I just want to honor them and bless them. And I want to encourage other men. follow that example. Let us put the money where our mouth is. You know what I'm saying? Let us invest. All this stuff is done for free. We ain't asking you to pay for resources. I love doing this. I want to keep on doing it. I want to scale it up. And in order to scale, we need resources. So we encourage you guys. If it's on your heart, it's not on your heart. If you're able to spare a quick £5-10 a month, come true. Let's invest. Let's see growth. I have no shame in talking about this because this is something that I do in my life. And if I'm about this, I'll put my money where my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you all. I'm so glad to hear you guys were blessed tonight. Like Jeffrey said, go over this again. Make some notes. Make sure that you identify areas in your life that you know you need to kind of like shift and change. You know what I'm saying? So all about growth, all about progression, all about maturing, all about, pursuing. So guys, love you all. I want to thank you once again, and God bless. Peace.